Alright, welcome back to Do-It-Myself Garage. I'm going to work on doing an oil change today. I just had, I don't know if you remember, we had some brake noise in the right front, and I had one of the retainers failed, and one of the brake pads was rattling around in there. Well, I just had the same thing on the other side. So I don't know if that hardware kit that I bought was really bad. The replacement kit that I bought from my local parts supply, I've been using the parts from that. I just bought a spring and basically a hardware kit. And so I ended up taking that one apart yesterday. And I don't know. It's something with the retainers and they keep popping apart. So this one's been fine since I replaced it with the new hardware. I just replaced that one yesterday. I had a bolt fall out of my automatic headlight covers. I went to Electric Motors. You can go back and watch that video. I cover some of that, but I had a bolt fall out, so I actually put some Loctite on it this time. And right now, I'm in the middle of an oil change. I just pulled the plug on the bottom, remembered I wasn't filming. I'm going to crawl under here, pull the filter real quick, and throw a new one on, get some fresh oil in this, and then take her for a drive. Alright, so put a little bit of oil around the O-ring. Fill this about halfway full of oil because I got to tip it a little bit to get it in there. Remember the rule on oil filters. It goes on hand tight, it'll come off wrench tight. You put it on there wrench tight, you'll be poking a screwdriver through trying to pry it off of there. Put it on hand tight. Yeah, it's pretty snug by hand, but that's all the tighter you have to go. This is all aluminum. It squeezes up in there. Get the rubber gasket. It's not going to go anywhere. Alright, oil filter's in, plugs back in. I always put a new O-ring or crush washer on your drain plug. I know I never did as a kid when our vehicles always dripped, and yeah, found out you're supposed to be doing that like every time. So when you take your regular car to these oil change places, that's why they over tighten your plug, because it's the only way they can keep it from leaking. So, good idea to replace that at least every other oil change. I use an O-ring on this one. Some people prefer to use a copper or brass crush washer. Whatever works for yours. Well, apparently my battery went dead as I was filling the oil. Anyhow, there is a half a quart of oil in the oil filter. I just put an entire jug in here, so that's 5 quarts. So that should be about perfect. Alright. Let's check the dipstick. Oil should have had enough time to drip down in there. And I'm just over the full mark by like half a thing here, so I should be good. This will be a cold start. I did not warm it up because I knew I was going to have time to let it drip. But a lot of times if you're really wanting to make sure you get all the oil out of it, it's not a bad idea to warm it up a little bit. I just don't like working with hot oil any more than I have to. So, alright, so I did go down to a 5W30. The tolerances in this engine with the roller cam and roller rockers and lifters, that should be plenty good. It's hydraulic roller and actually hydraulic tip. I don't need to have any zinc in here to protect anything. So this 5W30 full synthetic should be plenty good. Let me go ahead and fire it up and see what we got. She drove good. She rode good. Sounded good. My oil pressure is 40 pounds or a little bit better at an idle and 60 on the highway. So 5W30 seems to be the right combination. I don't know why I was going with such a thicker oil before. Something stuck in my head. But obviously this is a brand new build with modern tolerances, modern bearings, everything like that. So even with the high pressure oil pump, that's not needed to have a thicker oil. Sorry, I'm a little sweaty. I was doing some work in the backyard. That'll be for another video. Anyhow, but the car's running great. I have a couple car shows coming up. Let me grab the brochure for that. So I tend to hang around with this club whenever I can, Mid-Minnesota Motorheads. So please check them out on Facebook. We've got a couple of events coming up. One of the big ones for our fundraiser is August 12th, Cruising to the Nest. That is the Eagles Nest and Sock Center that I went to last year and did a video. So it's a place for veterans to go and get some healing, get some help, and get reintegrated back into society, especially if they've been having troubles with PTSD and other things. So great cause. There's also a car show in Rush City. I'm not sure if I'll make it to that one or not, but feel free to show up for that. And then the last one I am very much planning on going to is September 3rd in Grey Eagle. The times are not on this sheet, but if you go to the Mid-Minnesota Motorheads Facebook page, it'll have the exact dates and times on there. This was our schedule from earlier this year, just to remind us of what weekends we had reserved. But the exact times and information will be posted on the Facebook page. You can ask Doug. He's in charge of all that stuff, Doug Evans. So anyway, I'm planning on making it to a few of these. There's also a car show here in St. Cloud. The Pantowners, it's an annual thing. It's the third weekend in August every year. The third Sunday in August, so I'll be going to that for sure. So that's probably why I'm going to miss the one over in Rush City. A little bit too much driving around that weekend. So anyhow, thanks for watching. Follow, subscribe, all that great stuff. Feel free to ask me some questions if you'd like. And let me know if you've had problems with any of the hardware stuff. I'm really disappointed in the springs and stuff for these drum brakes. Obviously, ideally I would love to upgrade to disc brakes in the front from drums, but the amount that I drive and what I'm doing road courses, I'm just cruising around town for the most part. It works fine for me. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.